Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moon Scarab channel. My name is Ramon, and welcome to another episode of In Orbit With, which is a show in which we chat with people from the divination community about life, divination, and more. If you're watching on replay, thank you very much for tuning in. And today, I'm very honored to share space with a beautiful lady from a channel I love very much. Great energy, great content. And we have here Jackie from Jackie's Crystal Moon. Hello, Jackie.
Thanks a million. Hi. I love the by the way. It's fabulous.
Hey, thank you very much. You saw your photo there, right?
I did. I did.
That's a great picture. And today we're going to be chatting with you about your divination practices, your spiritual journey, about your channel, what divinations tools you use, etc. So let's start with your channel, Jackie's Crystal Moon. Why that title?
So I'll have to find the picture somehow and post it on my community tab to show you because a few years ago someone bought a castle on the island and it was only the shell of a castle and they renovated it to have it as a holiday home, these millionaires, right?
Mhm.
And they put a beautiful tree on the top of it and spray painted it gold and it just looked beautiful. But one time a local photographer took a photograph of the full moon as if it was sitting in the tree, and I just saw it and I was just blown away by the photograph. It was absolutely beautiful. I'll have to find it and share it. um so the crystal, and I mean, I love the moon. I'm fascinated by it, and I love crystals, obviously. So it just came to me when I saw that photograph, and I was like, that is going to be my business name, you know. So yeah, that's how that came about.
Crystal Moon. You had me at moon
Yeah,
because I love the moon. I have it in my title too. Moon
yeah,
Scarab.
I love
The
it.
moon is, yeah, I always say the moon is so fascinating, and it's
Yeah,
been part of human history, not
yeah,
only in terms of evolution of society, but also, it's if it wasn't because of the moon, life on Earth wouldn't have evolved the way it did, you know.
yeah,
And if the moon were to disappear all of a sudden, it'll throw the Earth in chaos,
yeah.
to the point that it'll threaten our own existence. So the moon is so beautiful, and crystals too. And we have here with us right now
Hey,
Miss
Fatima.
Fatima. Hi, Fatima. Great seeing you. Um, so tell us about your channel. If people were to visit your channel, which I'm going to post the link, by the way, to your channel,
Right.
what can they expect to see?
A bit of everything. Like I started it originally. It was the first year of lockdown, I believe. I had been up the mountains about an hour away, and I was picking all these crystals out of the side of the mountain, and I brought them home and I laid them out on the ground, and I thought, oh, I'm going to make a video and show all my goodies that I took from the mountainside. And I posted it to YouTube. Up until then, I'd only been watching YouTube, so I posted the video,
Hmm.
and I got a few likes, and I had people watching and comments, and I thought, oh my god, this is this is interesting, you know. So the next day, because it was lockdown and people were fed up and all the rest of it, the next day I thought, you know what, I'm going to show myself. I'm going to pull some cards. I'm going to give a nice enlightening message to kind of keep people's spirits up, you know. So the very next day, I turned the camera. Now, not live, but I just recorded a video and posted it with just a quick little one or two card pull. I posted a nice message, and every day as I went on, I was just getting more and more people watching and people saying they appreciated the nice messages and all the rest of it. So it kind of went from there. But I've done all sorts. I've done deck reviews. I've done lives with deck creators, um, collabs with people like yourself and Heather and Rain and all sorts. I try to kind of, like, a lot of people do readings, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, but I
Hmm.
try to kind of focus on coming up with new ideas that maybe aren't out there or people aren't doing as much of. Like, I know people always say, "Oh, pick a card readings," but there's so many people doing them, you know. So I try to kind of do something a bit different. But I've all sorts on my channel. Yeah, I
Hmm.
love it.
Definitely. Yeah, we have Tom here saying
Hey,
hi.
Tom.
Tom from Early Ritual. I've been in your channel and we shared this awesome show once in which we were using tarot cards to answer questions that were not common, right?
Yeah.
Like, and one of the example, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um, yeah, I just had this idea to kind of teach people how to read intuitively. So, like what I was taught in a course I did, or that I have available online to do whenever I want, is to look at the cards and say what you see in the card. So just describe the image, what you feel about the card. So are you happy, angry, sad, scared, whatever, and what you know about the card if you do know something about the card. So the idea was, yeah, that we'd ask these kind of random made up questions and pull some cards and pick someone in chat to answer it. But of course, everyone was answering anyway. So in the end, we just let it be a free for all. But we were getting some amazing answers to the cards, things I never would have thought of. I think it was you yourself who said at the Four of Pentacles, I think it was you, wasn't it? Saw it as like a disc jockey. The
Oh
question was,
yeah.
who would you book for a party or something? And it was the Four of
Yeah.
Pentacles. I mean, that was
Yeah.
enlightening. That was, hey Trish, Trish's tarot was here, and Heather, hey Lance.
Yes, we have Heather
It was
here. Hello,
brilliant. Like,
Heather. Yeah.
it was just
Trish.
amazing to
Trish is
see what
it was it
everyone
was
sees
a
different.
it was a lot of fun. Yeah, remember. I think it
Yeah,
was what kind of entertainment should I have for my
yeah,
party? And
yeah. That
the
was
Four
cool.
of Pentacles came up, and I thought of a DJ, right? Because he's holding the pentacle.
Yeah,
It looks like almost like a vinyl record.
that was
I,
genius. Like,
there was another one that I liked, and someone got it. I thought nobody was gonna get it, and I think the question was, "What should I have for dinner tonight?" And the judgment card came up. I used the judgment card, and someone got it. The idea was mushroom soup.
oh, okay, I couldn't remember that one. Yeah, Jesus, that's mad.
Yeah,
Like,
because mushroom, it's sort of like the idea of the card, right? From dead material comes life back again.
yeah,
It was so
I
much
wouldn't have
fun.
thought of that.
I'm looking forward to do another of those shows with you because it
We have
was
to
it
do
was
the.
great.
I know we said we do the court card one. But
Mm-hmm.
I have to get on with that now because I'm still at the moment. I'm still dropping a child to school and collecting her every day. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of can't focus on anything until she's finished the end of next week. So then I'll have nothing other than my regular work to do, and I'll be able to concentrate on actually organizing stuff. You know.
Yeah. And core cards are one of those things that are always
Yeah.
challenging. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what level you are in tarot. I always say when core cards come up, you sort of like pause a little bit longer
Yeah. Yeah.
because there's a lot of it in it. It could
There is.
represent a person, an energy. There's so
Yeah.
many levels, like with the other tarot cards too, but core cards specifically have sort of like a more personal energy, you know
Yeah.
and you've delved into exploring having a formula related to core cards, correct?
Yeah. I just before. Well, I suppose a few people had emailed me asking me would we do one on the court card. So I kind of sat down with a few different books and a few different notes I'd taken from different people's channels and whatnot. Hey Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
And I made a cheat sheet, a court card cheat sheet,
Uh-huh.
just with some information about the court cards, as if what type of person they're, just the energy generally surrounding them, if it was just an energy message we're supposed to get from the card, and then a kind of a situational uh, theme in relation to each of the card. And it's actually sitting down and making myself do that actually helped me so much with the court cards. I'm not afraid of them now anymore. I just think,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I kind of, I feel like I know them. I know straight away whether it's to do with a person or a situation or whatever. So yeah, it
Mm.
helped a lot. So we have to do that live. Yes, I know.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you use, for example, if you pull the page of pentacles, right? Do you use like a keyword or what kind of association you use for each one of
Well,
the
with
cards?
pages, I'd automatically always think first that it's either about learning or someone bringing forward a message to you, because pages in a
Mm-hmm.
court are the people who run around giving the messages on to someone else. Um, so to be one of those things. So like with the page of pentacles, then pentacles being earth and I'd link it to the root chakra. So it's all the physical and material things we need in life. So it can be a message coming forward about any of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah. So Heather
Thanks, Heather.
posted the link to your channel. Um, she's she says that you are the queen of the court cards.
Woohoo!
So you're the biggest queen. You're the queen of all queens.
And I must do the Queen of Swords with Heather as well. Then. Yeah, that's another thing I have to do.
Yeah, I did the Queen of Wands on it
Yes.
was the first
Yeah,
show of the series, and it was a lot of fun. It was very interesting
it
because
was. Yeah.
you get to explore deeper into each one of the cards.
And I'm
And
actually the Queen of Swords, so that'll be no harm that I'll be doing that. I'm Libra, like.
mhm,
So yeah.
that's awesome. So, do you want to share with us about your spiritual journey and how you got into divination?
So about what not I think how old are you? About 14 years ago, I joined an American network marketing company called Forever Living Products. They have the world's leading aloe vera natural health and beauty products.
Hmm.
And everyone within the company was into holistic therapies, into spirituality. Everyone seemed to have a deck or more of angel and oracle cards. So outside of the company, we'd all go to spiritual events together and meet up in people's houses, and cards always came out. So I immediately bought my first deck of angel cards. I got first.
Hmm.
And sure, you know yourself, the ripple effect, it just went from there. I bought more and more angel
Hmm.
cards and oracle cards. And then in 2018, I ordered a deck of cards, thinking it was, not even realizing that it said 78 cards on the box. It was, I had in my head that I wanted an animal deck, and it was an animal tarot deck I ordered. And a few days later, when I realized, I put it out to the universe that I needed to find someone to teach me tarot. And I'm not joking you, 5 minutes later, I met her. And about a week later, did a tarot workshop with her. And I was completely hooked, and I went from there.
Wow. Who is she? Who is she?
She's a local girl in my hometown. Like she had done the tarot course that I then signed up for a few months later.
Hmm.
So she was fully certified, like to read and teach tarot. So I found her within 5 minutes of asking the universe to direct me to someone.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
brilliant.
amazing. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
That's definitely a clear sign from the universe that
Power of
they wanted
manifestation,
you.
Ramon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
yeah, that
How
too.
was
Yeah, yeah.
how was the process of learning tarot through this person? Like, where did you start? How was the process itself?
Well, I did. Even though I had a deck ordered, I did order a Rider-Waite-Smith deck then as well straight away, because she said it's better to learn from the Rider-Waite-Smith. So I believed her and I bought one, and we did the tarot workshop. And then every week for about a month, she would have like a tarot and tea circle in her house. So we'd go to her house and just sit and drink tea and pull cards, and she kind of help us to
Sounds
read
like
them
fun.
ourselves. Yeah, it was cool. And then after that, it was just watching endless YouTube. I was finding tarot lesson
Hmm.
videos. I was watching deck reviews, which of course wasn't a good idea because I ended up buying everything I saw.
Hmm.
But just the deck reviews alone, I always find that even from deck reviews, you can learn so much about cards. Just by
Hmm.
people saying what they think about the cards. Like, so yeah, I was watching everything and just soaking up all the information.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's also like the different kinds of representations you can see through the cards. That's how you
Yeah.
develop, your taste, and you buy
Yes.
your first deck, and then more or less like what resonates with you,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
go in that direction. Some
Yeah.
people like a little bit of everything. There's tarot cards for all tastes, all types of
There is.
subjects.
There absolutely is. I'd
eh,
say there's
you know
nothing on earth there's no tarot deck made for.
oh my god, yeah, there's pop
Yeah.
tarot, there's angels, there's
Yeah.
cars, pandas, there's
TV
a little.
shows, you name it.
Hmm. Golden girls, drag
Yeah. Yeah.
queens,
Yeah.
vampires. There's everything, and it's
Oh,
good.
vampires. It is.
Yeah, and it's good. It's in my case, I love decks with representation of skulls, skeletons. I like a
I
lot.
heard you saying
You
that.
know, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I have a couple of decks that are futuristic, which I love. Also, science
Okay.
fiction, um, Middle Ages, a little bit of everything, and they resonate differently. You
Yeah.
know, and it's
They
good
do. Yeah.
because it doesn't alienate people. If you have a certain preference in topics, there's a tarot deck certainly for you.
Yeah. I have a
Hmm.
gorgeous the tarot is it Nefertiti or Nefertari?
Hmm.
One or the other
Never,
anyway.
never
I just love the Egyptian images. Oh, they're beautiful.
hmm.
And they've like gold foiling and oh, they're just gorgeous.
It's interesting you mentioned that because I saw that deck the other day and I was interested in getting it. I have a couple, it's Egyptian themes, tarot decks and oracles, but I saw that one in particular and I thought it was really beautiful. It's
It is
interesting that you just mentioned it.
oh
So
yeah,
it might
that's a
be a
sign.
sign for me to get it.
Sign. It is
It's,
beautiful.
yeah. So you use tarot, use oracles, any other form of cartomancy that you use for divination?
No, no. I have a lovely what's it called? Alice in Wonderland playing card deck, but I
Hmm.
don't feel like no, they're beautiful cards and I love just playing card games with them, but I don't think I don't think he's a tarot man in that the images don't seem to some of them do, but not all the images relate to the meaning of the cards that they were put on. Do you know what I mean? So I
Mm-hmm.
don't think he was an actual tarot deck creator who put together
Right.
the playing card deck. But I love it just because the images are beautiful anyway, and he did them really well, you know. And he saw my deck review and commented on my video and everything, which was cool, you know. I love hearing from the deck creators, like that's just
Uh-huh.
cool and thanking me for doing the great review and stuff, you know. So yeah, I like that.
That's great. That the
Yeah,
creator itself contacted you for that.
yeah.
Yeah. I use playing cards for divination sometimes. You know, it's I have a couple of them that have images in them not related with divination and I use
Oh,
them as
okay.
an oracle,
Oh, do you?
you
Oh,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, but I
yeah,
associate playing cards with the minor arcana.
yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is that you don't have what is it? The
The knight is that?
yeah, the night.
Is
Yeah,
it the knight
it's
or the page? I think it's
the
the knight.
night. The night. The
Yeah.
night is missing.
Ah, yeah.
Um, but I associate it also with Lenormand because
Yeah,
Lenormand
I don't
started
have
as
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so besides that, what other divination tools do you use in your practice?
Wow. I have all sorts. I have. What do I have? Jesus, I have magic wands. I have elder foodark
Uh
runes that I
huh.
made myself. I have witches runes. I have a couple of pendulums.
Do you
I
have some you want
have
to share with us? I'll put you in the big screen.
I have this beautiful selenite. I have a major. What's the like? I'm like a magpie when it comes to to selenite. I have this beautiful selenite wand.
Mm.
But I have raw ones. I have the unicorn horn. Hey Patsy. Hey other peeps who've come in, Gypsy girl. I have uh what do I have? I have a crystal ball. I have this gorgeous one that I only got 2 weeks ago. My daughter bought me in the Czech Republic. It's the orange and the white selenite yin and yang candle holder. I have this beautiful magic wand, which I was showing Ramon before we went live. This was
That's
made to
beautiful.
me. Yeah, I love it. From oak. This was made from by a guy in the UK. Hey, Maya and Steph. Steph is one of my biggest fans. She's Maya's daughter. She's watching as well.
Oh,
The
really?
selenite wand is amazing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Heather said, I love this. I'm really like a magpie when it comes to selenite. I just can't help myself but buy some selenite every time I see it. But I love this wooden one. This was made specially for me. And at the time actually when I put in my order for it, I asked him could he make me a second one and he sent me another one for my best friend. So yeah, I love them. And Patsy, hey Patsy.
Yeah, so we
All the
have
gang are here.
Gypsy Girl's here. Hello, Gypsy Girl. It's always great to see you. We have Patsy. Hello, Patsy. Thank you for being here. We have Tracy. I will follow you both. Thank
Good
you.
stuff. Thank you, Tracy.
We have Maja or Maha?
Maya.
Maya, Maya.
Yeah.
Okay. In Spanish sounds like Maha, you know, like
Oh
the
yeah.
Spanish. Yeah. So, do you combine your divination tools?
Um well what I would do is when I'm in the morning when I'm doing a kind of a daily reading, I just tend to shuffle the cards and pick them and make my video on I'm going the wrong way. I'm just trying to fix myself and post it to YouTube. But in the evening, then I'd sit down with my lovely mat. It's the same as your background there. It's just a little carpet piece, you know.
Let me show it. I got this inspired
I
by
love
Miss
that.
Tarotube. Miss
Yeah,
Tarotube had this as a backdrop on one of her shows, and that same day I went to Amazon and got it, and I love
it
it.
is beautiful because all the information is on it. I love it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, if I'm doing a reading in the evening, I sit in my bed and I might burn some sage or some Palo Santo or whatever, and I'll lay out a few crystals, just whatever crystals tickle my fancy, because I have crystals all over the house. They're all over the kitchen table, they're all over my tarot table in the sitting room. There's loads in my room. They're everywhere. Hey, Simon's here.
Oh, Simon.
So yeah,
Hello,
I just
Simon.
lay out a few bits, you know, before I do my card reading, and take nice pictures for Instagram and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So crystals are, of course, the obvious part here
Yes.
of the conversation. How do you work with crystals?
Do you know what I like? Well, sometimes I found a few lovely channels that do, and I can't even think of the names of them. Don't ask me. These lovely channels where these crystal experts do meditations with a particular crystal. So, like, I lie down on my bed, and if it's a moonstone meditation, I'll either have a necklace on with moonstone, or I'll put a crystal on my forehead, or whatever feels right, you know. And I listen to the meditation and usually fall asleep and what have you. But in general, like, there's nothing really. I've no strict regimes kind of with crystals. It's just kind of laying them out while I'm doing my cards, or well, I'm covered in crystal. I don't have any on me actually at the moment. I always have crystal jewelry on. I always either have a necklace, or I have loads of crystal rings and bracelets and stuff. This is a faceted piece of moldavite and a piece of smoky quartz that I bought in the Czech Republic last year. I bought that for about €35. And when I Googled the image at the time, it was $120 online. So I was delighted I bought it, because I know how much moldavite costs now anyway, seeing as there's not a whole lot of it left, you know, to mine in the Czech Republic. So yeah, I was glad I got it, but I always have crystal on me. So it's like, it's just, I don't have them on me. I have crystal or moldavite earrings as well that I usually have on all the time.
And from all the types of crystals you have, what's your favorite crystal or favorite stone?
Well, I have a big passion for the moldavite. So, like, I always have the moldavite earrings on, and I'll usually have a pendant on. I actually have a fabulous ring as well. It's a big chunk. It was actually the first piece I got, and I was told it was way too big for a first piece. But anyway, I survived it. I actually powered through, like Mark Byersky on YouTube said, because people tell you, you know, wear it for 10 minutes at a time and take it off at night and this and that and the other. I had it on 24/7, so I powered through. But other than the moldavite, I would have to say my selenite, because
selenite.
Just obsessed with selenite. And it's great for just clearing, you know, if you feel kind of, hey, Miss Tarot D and 3 shifting veils.
Hello.
Do you know, if you're feeling a bit off, just to kind of stand, and again, I watch stuff on YouTube just to kind of hold it above your head and just slowly put it down in front of you, and to clear yourself, and down the sides, and then down the back of you, and that kind of thing, you know. So I love my selenite.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The other day, there was a channel, I think it was Heather's channel. She was having a conversation with Allison, I think it was, about crystals, you know, and they were talking about how different books assign different properties to different crystals, right? One might say that amethyst is great for, you know, clearing your energies. The other one might say for grounding. What are your thoughts on that?
I've never really seen conflicting information about crystals. I just tend to now I have a couple of books, but I tend to, you know, yourself, we all do it, I suppose, tend to just Google stuff straight away, as opposed to going for the books that I spend good money on and looking stuff up, you know. So I mean, I'd have a kind of a idea of what crystal is for what anyway. Like, I'd always associate, like you said, amethyst there for grounding. I wouldn't think of amethyst for grounding at all, because to me it's third eye crown
Yeah.
chakra, so it's
Hmm.
spiritual connection, you know. I
I
just
just
think
made
of,
that up. I just made that up.
oh, that's all right,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Just to illustrate examples, you know.
Well, it's, you know, you don't know. Like, I mean, someone might have an amethyst and feel it grounds them. You know, you just don't know. I suppose people's energies would relate differently. You know.
Hmm.
But yeah, I just Google things. Like if I don't know, if I was looking at crystals and wanted to know what it was for, I'd automatically Google it and see what it says and take its word for it. You know.
Yeah. Hmm. So crystals, uh, every crystal and stone, physically and chemically, they have their own properties. Do you think their influence on us is at a physical level and then it resonates spiritually, or it's directly spiritual?
Yeah, I think it would be both. Yeah, yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, I know for a fact when I got the when I got the Moldavite first, even though I was powering through, I had shocking tinnitus for so long. Like, and I know that's why people were saying in videos on YouTube not to have it all the time, and even to put it out of your, like, if I wasn't wearing it, I had it in my bedroom anyway, so I was going to sleep with it in the room, you know. But I yeah, I definitely think that, like, I'm just sorry, I just saw comments. We all resonate differently. Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
definitely think physically, because um, you would feel different things inside yourself. Like, I have a gorgeous piece of, what's it called, citrine, there, that I got
Katrine,
recently
yeah.
for someone. She said she couldn't sell it because there was a little chip out of it, so she gave it to me. I was delighted because it's a beautiful piece. Um, and like, oh, actually, I might have it. Do I? See, every bag I have, everywhere, in everything, there's crystals. No, it's not
Uh-huh.
on me. Sugar, it's not on me. Anyway,
I can relate to
um,
that. I have a tarot. I'm accessible to a tarot deck somewhere.
oh
At
yeah, me too.
work,
Yeah,
it's in my
yeah.
bag, at home, different levels of the house.
And do you go out of the house all the time with a tarot, at least one tarot deck in on you? Because I can't leave
Yeah.
the house without a tarot deck.
Hmm. Yeah. I have a little portable pack in my backpack, and it's my divination pack, and I have a tarot deck, a Lenormand deck. I have some dice, some geomantic sticks. I think I have a pendulum too. So
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my
cool.
emergency divination pack.
Yeah. I have all those sorts of things in my hand. Well, I have two handbags that I take out with me. One is for regular stuff, and the other is for all my tarot and pendulums and a few
Hmm.
crystals and whatever. And when I'm going out the door, I might decide to take some of the crystals out of the bag and put in some other ones that I haven't seen in a while or whatever. You know.
Hmm.
You right? My daughter.
Your
It's
daughter.
her bedroom I'm in, so
Ah,
you're
okay.
blocking my light. Go away.
Hello, Jackie's daughter.
Say hi to Ramon. She's pretending to be shy.
Okay. So, do you have any like ritual or procedure for you to clear your crystals if you clear them or recharge them or such?
It would just, well, oh yeah, actually a couple of things. I was going to say there's only one thing, but yeah, there would be a couple of things. Oh, Heather says hi. Um, Sage, I love sage. So whenever I get
Hmm.
new crystals, I would always and the same with tarot decks, I would wave them through the smoke, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, putting them out and on, well, not out. We can't put anything out here in Ireland because even if it's warm weather, it's still going to be damp outside at night. So I can't
Hmm.
put crystals out because they'd either be destroyed in the weather or stolen or who knows. So I'd have them on the windowsill inside when there's a full moon. But I know, like, you can put things out in the windowsill too, just for the sun to come down on them and cleanse them and whatnot. So I do a bit of everything, you know. Bye, Heather.
Hmm.
Heather has to run.
Yeah, I think she has a show she has to go to.
Oh, okay.
Hmm. So, in the case of divination with cartomancy, do you use them for spiritual growth, introspection, or both? Some people use it for one or another, or I don't know. That there's
Okay.
different ways of handling it.
Um. Yeah. No. A bit of both, definitely. Yeah. Um. And do you know? as long as I've been doing cards now, and I know they work, and I know they're amazing, but still, every time I pull cards, I go, Jesus Christ, I know, or oh my God, I can't believe I pulled those cards. They're saying exactly what I needed to know, or whatever. I'm still always
Uh-huh.
amazed at the cards I pull. Even though I know they work and I trust them and all the rest of it. But I just love it.
Yeah. Do you have any anecdote of maybe a personal self-reading that you were trying and it came out so accurate?
Um, there isn't a personal one to my mind that I can think of, but there is one that
Mm-hmm.
I did for someone, if I can share that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, most of the people here have probably heard it already anyway, but when I started learning tarot back in January 2018, I was learning about a month like that now, mainly from watching YouTube. And I was actually in my neighbour's house as well. My neighbour and friend is also my hairdresser. So, hey, Bill. So I'd be over in her house teaching her what I was learning from YouTube, right? So one night I was only learning about a month, and one night she texted me and said, "Are you at home?" I said, "I am." She said, "Can you come over?" Or she said, "Are you busy?" I said, "I'm not." She said, "I have a client here. She had just done her hair." She said, "Can you come over and do a tarot reading for her?" She said she's never had one done. She'd love one. I said, "Look, I'm teaching you. You know as much as I do. Why don't you do it?" "Oh, no, 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 no. I wouldn't have the confidence." She says, "Can you come over?" I said, "All right, boil the kettle and I'll be over." So I was over there 2 minutes later. She put down the mug of tea and she says, "Right, how do we do this?" So I said, "Look, at the time I was completely obsessed with not allowing anyone to touch my cards."
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "I'm going to shuffle, I'm going to spread them out." I did leave her pick three cards. I said, "We'll do a past, present, future reading." So that was grand, pulled the cards. And I said, "Oh, that's strange." And she said, "What's strange?" I said, "So it was the Nine of Pentacles in the past, the Six of Swords in the present, and the Hermit in the future." So has Jackie shown her cheeky deck? I have not, and it's downstairs, I'm afraid. But I think everyone has seen the cheeky deck at this stage. Um, so she says, "What's strange?" And I said, "Well, the Nine of Pentacles in the past shows that she was living in the lap of luxury. She had all the money and the material abundance and all that. She was living the life of Riley, basically, right?" And I said, "The Six of Swords in the present, and if you think about the facings, like the Six of
Mm-hmm.
Swords is moving away from the Nine of
Yeah.
Pentacles."
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "The Six of Swords in the present is showing me that you're moving away from that." Um, and my friend and neighbor said, "Don't you know who she is?" And I says, "No, sorry, I haven't a clue who you are." And it turns out she was the ex-wife of someone well known in my town for his career. And they had split up 3 years previously, but it was amicably, and they were still friends, and he was still looking after her and all the rest of it. And I said, "Look,
Mm-hmm.
these cards are showing that you need to move away, and with the Hermit, then I said, you need to find yourself. You need to do some introspection, find out who you are, live your life by yourself, not kind of relying on anyone else and all the rest of it." And she was just blown away by the reading. And that forever stayed in my mind, those three cards, because it was
Wow.
6.5 years ago. And
Uh-huh.
people still say, "Jesus, how do you remember it?" But it's just, if something is, even from watching
Impactful.
other, yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Even like little details that I hear people saying about cards, in whether it's deck reviews or on online readings or whatever. If it's something that makes sense to me, it'll stay in my brain, in my database, and I'll remember it
Mm-hmm.
forevermore. So that reading was just amazing, but it just kind of solidified the fact that I wanted to read tarot and learn tarot.
That's
So
fantastic.
I love that
Yeah.
story. She
Mm-hmm.
was delighted with the reading, and she changed so much since then. It was incredible. Like,
Wow. So it had a
yeah,
positive impact.
it did, absolutely. Yeah,
That's awesome. So
yeah,
you read directional too.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's very important to look at the directions people are facing, because even if you think about it, now I can't think of any off the top of my head, but like I've heard people saying, say if you had one of the queens and a page of swords, which would be a child, if someone was asking about their relationship with their child, for example, if the queen is looking one way and the page is looking the other way, then obviously there's some sort of fight going on between the mother and child. Whereas
Mm-hmm.
if they're looking at each other, then they have a good relationship. So it all makes a big difference to a reading.
Yeah, they're attracting or repelling,
Yeah,
depending. It's
yeah.
and it's interesting because I read directional too,
Yeah.
and it's interesting. The dynamic of between one card and the other changes when you see that association of
Yeah.
direction.
Yeah.
You know, it's sort of
Yeah.
like a message. I do a lot of 3 card spreads in the morning. But not like past, present, or future. You can read in different ways. I read it
Yeah.
sort of like a comic book, you know,
Okay.
different scenes, like a story that's unfolding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in that case, I use also direction, and I always see a relation between one card and the other. So it's like 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 a passive message within the cards, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great
Mhm.
practice to even just pull cards like that and just focus on details like that. Another one I love is the elemental dignity. It's just kind of like if you had a wands card coming up with a cups card, water is going to put out fire. If you throw water on fire, it's going to put it out.
Mhm.
So it's going to affect the
Hmm.
the way the wands card is, do you know? So I love looking at the elemental dignities as well.
That's interesting. I didn't think of it that way. Sort of like one
Yeah,
energy canceling another,
yeah,
or
yeah.
hmm.
There's a woman on YouTube, Georgina Toland. She does a brilliant lesson on elemental dignities, and I even, as the first time I watched it, I had a piece of paper and I drew out the kind of chart that she did and everything, and just like the male and female energies then, and how like some of them are neutral, some of them strengthen each other, and some of them weaken each other. You know, so it's
Hmm.
fabulous. It's a really good lesson.
Elemental dignity.
Yeah,
It's called. I'm gonna look it
and
up. Never
Georgina
heard of them.
Toland. Yeah, she's
Okay,
brilliant.
very interesting. So
Yeah.
when you read the cards, uh do you see that it's reading something that is predetermined, or sort of like the current energies of the situation?
Current energies, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd always say to people like and I always use the movie Sliding Doors to explain it. I don't know if you know the one Gwyneth Paltrow, like
Yes, I always
she
refer
misses.
to that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm always talking about that movie.
It's the perfect one to explain
Mm-hmm.
like to someone how you can't take a tarot reading completely seriously. You can't go and say, well, Ramon told me this, so this is how it has to be, because
Yeah.
that's what he said in a tarot reading. Every single thought and decision we make in a day changes our directions, so like she missed the train, she went home and found the husband or boyfriend or whatever he was in bed with another woman, whereas in the other scenario she got the train, went to work, never knew he was cheating on her, and blah blah blah. So it's just every single little thing in our day changes things. So while a tarot card, which is another reason why, like I've heard some big tarot readers on YouTube saying that they wouldn't look more than 6 months into the past or into the future with a tarot reading, because like that now our decisions every day can change things so much. So you can't, and,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that we've free will and all that, that like you could have a future card showing kind of a bit of grief, but it's up to you to kind of change your daily habits to redirect you from whatever outcome is showing in the cards. Do you know, that kind of thing? So
Yeah,
it's,
definitely.
yeah, I mean, I like to kind of explain all that to people, that you can't
Mm-hmm.
obviously take it full face value and say, oh well, so and so said this now in a tarot card reading, so that's the way it's going to be. I wouldn't be saying I predict futures or anything like that. It's just reading the
Mm-hmm.
energy currently and giving advice as to where you might go from that current energy.
I totally agree with you. And that's how I
Yeah.
always say, it's sort of like taking the temperature of the situation, the temperature
Yeah.
of the energy,
Yeah.
because we have free will. And, I like to see it as the universe giving you heads up of a
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
And that's your opportunity to take that message and act upon it,
Yeah.
see how you can influence the situation one way or the other, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah, definitely. I think there's so many versions and so many possibilities of outcomes in our life.
Yeah.
Every decision that we make,
God, yeah. Yeah.
it takes us through a different route.
Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
but it's influenced through a lot of things. It's our actions, our thoughts, our energies, the decisions of other people. So like it's all like very fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't believe that there is a fate set for you, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. um So thinking about
Mm.
uh, going back to cartomancy and the decks that you have, what is the deck that you're currently using?
So it is this one, which I'm
Hmm.
obsessed with. It's Tarot of the Longest Dream by Roberto Innocenti.
Hmm.
I only got that a few weeks ago. Hey Hershey. Hershey, I'm delighted to hear that you're all right too. I know Twisted Sushi had up that due to the weather in Texas, she was worried about Hershey. So Hershey is good
Hmm.
anyway. She sent me a text and told me they were all right, thank God. So glad to hear it. So nice to see you here. They have the power back and all, I know that. Um I'm loving this deck. I mean, this Fool card alone had me obsessed when I saw the images. So yeah, this is my absolute favorite now at the moment. I mean, I
Is there
have gone
any favorite card of yours in that deck?
in this deck.
Hmm.
Wait, not I would think. Look what I did. Look what I did to the sun card. Actually, I sun card is lovely, but the face of the sun was just goddamn ugly. That's the only thing I don't like about this deck. So, so I got I mean, you can't really see it. It's just
Uh-huh.
fucking
I
ugly.
I I kind of see it a little bit, but it
Yeah.
you
There. I mean,
modify your own deck.
I found a red what are they called? What are those?
Sharpie, a marker.
Sharpie. Thanks, Sharpie.
Hmm.
I found a red Sharpie. Now you can like from far away. Look, you can't see it, so it's grand.
No. Mm-mm.
It does look better, doesn't it, Patsy? Patsy has this deck too, and we both agreed that it was goddamn ugly. Um, when I just want to see favorites, oh, like the Hermit is beautiful. Look at that. Look,
That's beautiful.
very atmospheric. We'll have to do mine. Do Patsy. Um, I love the Three of Pentacles. There's just so much more detail in the backgrounds and stuff. That's gorgeous, isn't
Hmm.
it? All the
Yeah, the
detail
illustrations are
in the
amazing.
pillars and everything. Yeah, they
They're
really
really
are.
beautiful.
Oh, look at the devil.
Mm, beautiful.
Um, the Two of Wands. Even in the background of the Two of Wands, you can see all the fabulous things on his land that he's overseeing, and his coat is cool.
Hmm.
I'm gonna show you the Death card because Death is my favorite. It's my favorite card in general. I mean, there we go.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. I
like you
love
have
those towers on the background.
Yeah, you have all the symbolism there. Do you know, you
Hmm.
have the boat in the background, which is over here. You have the right now I think, oh yeah, the bishop is there standing behind. Where am I? The bishop, and we have the woman and the child, and yet the king isn't dead yet. He's here, but there's two soldiers then here with knives in their back, and there's a little egg timer. So just showing that
Hmm.
you never know when your time is up, kind of a thing.
Oh, that's so interesting.
It's a beautiful card, and it's a skull. Actually, the whole skeleton is there. It's really cool.
Hmm.
I love this death card. The death card is my favorite card. So, like, if the death card wasn't good, I wouldn't get a deck. You know.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hashtag Jackie made me do it.
no, 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 don't.
No, no, no. I like seeing, that I like seeing decks through other people's eyes,
I know.
and
Yeah.
and you get to appreciate it better. You know,
Maya is always doing hashtag
believe
Jackie
me,
made me do it. She's very cheeky.
I'm not the type of person who goes running out to buy a deck every time it comes out.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really really picky with decks, really
Oh,
picky.
I'd look at deck reviews a lot of times
Hmm.
before I'd make the final decision to do it.
Yeah, I'm very
That's
picky, but
gorgeous.
and things like the fonts or
Yeah,
borders, things
actually.
like that, like
Yeah. Yeah.
are a deal breaker for me.
Now, having said
Um,
that, I'm not. I wouldn't have been a fan at all of the backs, but the images were so beautiful. I decided to get the deck anyway. But they're
mhm.
growing on me. It's not the worst, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean it's not
You
bad.
know.
Yeah, the only thing is
Maya
that
said yes.
if it's easier to see if the card is reversed or not.
Well,
It's because of
oh
direction of
yeah,
the
yeah.
sun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't use reversals, so that doesn't bother me. You
Mm-hmm.
see, I mean
Right.
that fool card is gorgeous. You can look at it. You can see everything that's below him there in that image. You know, you can see a river
Mm-hmm.
below, and you can see birds flying, and oh, it's just gorgeous. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm really loving this deck. And even the Five of Cups, the person is looking at you. So it's like they're finally making the decision to kind of turn around and look at what's been going on and make a decision to do something about getting past their grief, you know?
I love the perspective on that card. You know, like the point of
Yeah,
view on that
yeah,
card. You show the Five of Cups.
that's gorgeous. Look,
Beautiful. Wow.
just the darkness of the sky is just so cool. And actually, the knights in this deck are brilliant. You can really see the movement in the knights.
Mm.
So
Wow.
it kind of just shows you, like, because you know the way, like, I remember seeing something at the very start. Knights are about movement, and it says check out the speed of the horse to
Mm-hmm.
you know. But the and you see the Knight of Cups, like he's not moving at all. He's there. It's kind of a Rapunzel kind of a situation, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just shows the kind of non-movement of the Knight of Cups.
How's the Knight of Pentacles? Because on the right away, there's no movement there. He's sort of like standing.
Oh yeah, look,
Horses.
this one, the Knight of Swords. Look at the speed of that. Like that is just
Wow.
brilliant. Do you know?
You can see motion.
I'll find the Knight of Pentacles there now. The Tower. I mean, you can see.
Mm.
You could feel the movement in the Tower card. I love it. That's just right. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, that's the only one now I haven't shown. Yeah, they're brilliant court cards. They really are. Because I got some other deck recently, and I just don't like the court cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he's just standing on the hilltop.
Beautiful.
He's looking out and he's making the plan to go, you know. See, the sun is nice in all the other cards that there's a sun in. And then they had to go put that big goddamn ugly one in there. But anyway, it's grand. It's grand.
Maybe you want to write the illustrator and suggest it.
No.
I mean, it's their interpretation.
I have it colored over. It's grand. Trisha's Tarot said, "Will you put the name of them up, please? They're beautiful there." So it's I'll type it up there. Tarot of the Longest Dream. There we go.
Do you want to show the box again?
Oh, I can do. Yeah. I didn't think of that. So there we go. Tarot of the Longest Dream by Roberto Nesenti.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous deck. I love every card. The only thing I don't like is that ugly sun face, but that's all.
Mm-hmm.
Sun card is lovely, like it's just the face.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's grand.
And yeah, Hershey made a point. Hershey, I didn't know you were in Texas. For some reason, I thought you were like in Oregon or some other state. So I apologize. I hope you're doing well. And, you know, we want to send positive energy and our prayers to people in Texas.
Yeah.
I think 6 people lost their lives in Texas.
Was
and,
there?
you know, yeah. And a lot of people lost properties and issues. I've been through hurricanes myself because they're very common in the Caribbean. And it's a horrible experience, you know. Yeah. And, you know, the way Earth's temperature is changing right now, this is very early for hurricanes. The peak time is around September, but you know, it's hot waters. It's what makes hurricanes more frequent and much more stronger. But we want to send positive energy to people in Texas.
Absolutely.
And hopefully everybody, you know, are able to overcome as soon as possible this setback. So, what are Jackie's thoughts on reincarnation?
Well, I believe it. For the simple reason that, I can't kind of go into the situation. How do I explain this? I can't say anything that'll get me banned off YouTube. This last 4 years, let's just say, I know and understand things that a lot of people around me don't. So I feel like the only explanation for it is that I must have been here a lot of times before, because they say every time you're reincarnated, you learn new lessons. And then, actually, do you know the show on, sugar, what's it called? There's a show on Netflix, Ted Danson from Cheers was in it. He was God, well, he was pretending to be God in it. Do you know where all these people have died and they go to heaven and they meet Ted Danson and they have to kind of like repent for all the bad things they did while they were on Earth. Do you know the one I'm on about? The good?
No.
Not the good. Oh fuck! What's it called? Is it the good? Not the good life. Someone, please tell me the name of it in the chat. The Good Place. The Good Place. Thanks, Tom. The Good Place on Netflix. I definitely think like that. Every time we come back, we learn more. So then when we come back the next time, we make less mistakes and we kind of understand what's going on around us more and that kind of thing. You know, it's a good place. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's
Is
a
that the
comedy.
show? Is that the show of like someone who died and heaven was like a park, like, and there was a
Yeah,
train?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
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 I haven't
yeah,
watched that show. My partner watched it and he loved it, and he was always talking about the show. And I saw like snips of
yeah.
different scenes.
It's well worth the watch. It's funny, like it's a comedy, but it when you kind of, I suppose, when you kind of understand what it's trying to tell you, you know, and it
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. You're going, oh my god, I know what's going on here. You know.
All right, so we are at 51 minutes. Are you okay with time?
I am. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a lighter question. If you could have a tarot reading with any historical figure, who would it be?
Oh, good lord, I haven't a clue. I suppose it'd be cool to have one with Pamela Colman Smith, but then was she only the artist? Like, did she kind of know tarot,
Uh-huh.
or I'm not even sure if she did.
It's interesting. A lot of
Um,
people have mentioned her
have they?
as uh-huh.
It was just the first name that came to my head. I because I don't know. I hadn't thought about this question before, or no one's asked me this before or anything. But I mean, because you were asking me about other divination tools. Like I only use the RWS. I don't use Lenormand as everyone else calls it. I say Lenormand,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Lenormand.
or Tarot de Marseille or Thoth or anything. You know. So I'm a big Rider-Waite Smith fan, and that's all I'm going to be using. So because she's the artist, obviously, and it bugs me, I have to say, it bugs me when people call it the Rider-Waite deck, because
Yeah.
Rider was only the printer. Waite was
Mm-hmm.
obviously, Edward Waite, but she was the artist. Without the artist, there would be no deck unless he'd found another artist. But people always forget to mention her name, and it pisses me off. But anyway, um,
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I agree.
so yeah,
I
I
agree.
think it would be cool to have her. Hey, Saskia.
Hey, Saskia.
But whether like that now, whether she knew anything about tarot or not, I don't actually know. I don't remember hearing that. I think
She
she was
will
kind of
be
just directed what to draw, wasn't she?
yeah, she will be so fascinated to see her artwork.
Actually,
Um,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
represented in so many ways, and all the
yeah,
things that derived from it. Decks that nowadays were inspired on her
yeah,
artwork itself.
yeah,
And she had some groundbreaking elements in her images. Like for example
yeah,
with the Queen of Wands. This is something I talked in the show I had with Heather.
yeah,
Including the cat. That was something that she came up with. That the cat and the sunflower.
yeah.
And it was an actual cat. The cat's name was Snuffles,
And it was her
and
cat, wasn't it? You said,
it was the cat of a friend, Edith
was
Craig.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and the idea was to have a leopard,
That's mad.
but she
Huh.
used the black cat, and there, there's infinite amount of tarot decks nowadays that use the cat for the Queen of Wands, and
Yeah,
that's one of her signature elements.
and it's
That
not the same if there's no cat in a Queen of Wands.
uh-huh, yeah, definitely. So what would you like to share with us, with the audience, about your channel, your upcoming plans?
um, God. So I've been a bit slow lately now to do my daily readings. I've only gotten back into it the last couple of days, but once I'm done with, I was explaining to Ramon earlier, at the moment I'm still dropping a child to school every day and collecting her. Not my child, she's someone else's. So I'm kind of finding it hard to sit down and make an actual plan. A few months ago, I had done it, and I decided on certain nights of the week that I was going to do lives and kind of different topics for those different nights. And sure, I never did it. So once school is finally done with now, the end of next week, I'm going to have to actually sit down, because I've had so many people, even like yourself and Shari from the Swamp, and a few other people getting on to me about doing other lives with them. Irish Granny Taro said she wanted me
Mm.
back on her channel again. Hershey. There's a list as long as my arm of people I have to get back to and organize more lives with. Because I do love doing the lives. It's such fun.
And we
Um,
like having you. is we love your energy. You
Good
know,
stuff.
you bring new things to the table. You know, new perspectives in terms of tarot and divination. So there's all you add something to the conversation.
Thank you very much. And I love that about even watching other people's lives, you know, like that now everyone has something different to say, different thoughts on the
Mm-hmm.
cards and different cards on spirituality and stuff in general. And I just love learning from everyone. I really I'm so glad that I made the decision that day to, well, back in 2018 to start posting daily messages for people to keep
Mm-hmm.
people, or during lockdown to keep people uplifted, you know, with the messages. But then it was only last August actually that I started doing lives. So I just sat down one day with YouTube on the television with an instructional video on how to do a YouTube live. So I had my laptop in front of me following along to figure it out. And I thought, because, you know, I spent so long making up excuses saying, oh, I'll have to do a course. And then I was thinking, I don't want to pay for a course. I'm
Uh-huh.
intelligent. I can figure this out myself.
Right.
So I sat down with the instructional video on the telly, playing along on my laptop, and I figured it out. And I thought, oh my God, I'm so doing this. And I did a live, and I did one every night that first week, because I know if I stop something like that at all, I won't go back to it. So I literally did one
Mm-hmm.
every night that first week, and I got into a kind of a rhythm. But I've just slowed down a bit now lately again, because what with people at work being on holidays and all the rest of it and doing extra work. And then I come home and
Mm-hmm.
I'm too tired and I didn't want to do a live and this kind of thing, you know. So I just need to get back
Yeah.
into that. That's what needs to happen now on my channel, is get back
Mm-hmm.
into the lives and even start doing lives with new people. I know I'm going to have Benny on now soon when he's kind of settled into his house, you know.
Yeah.
Benny from the Fool's Apprentice, because I'd love to do a live
Mm-hmm.
with him. Um,
Yeah, he's
yeah,
has a very interesting series of going through all 78 cards.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on one of his shows sometime in the future. We haven't
Are you
determined
cool?
yet.
I think mine
Yeah.
will be coming out next week now.
Mm-hmm.
My one that I did, yeah.
It
But
was actually through you that I learned that
it
he was doing
was,
the series.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant series, isn't it? What a great
Uh-huh. It's
idea. But I'd say
yeah.
he had a lot of hard work now trying to get all that together, you know, with all the people
Mm-hmm.
different emailing him and
Oh
all the
my
rest
God,
of it.
it's 78 people
Jesus, yeah,
basically. You know, it's gonna take a long time too, but
yeah.
you know. Miss Terrell D says, "Okay, the deck is now on my Amazon card. It's all your fault, Jackie."
There's going to be a
Hashtag
hashtag
Jackie
Jackie
made
made
me
me
do
do it on Miss Tarot's panel. Damn it.
All right. So, oh, I wanted to mention you do a lot of shorts.
Do you know what? Well, when you do like shorts is like under a minute. I did try
Mm-hmm.
doing them, and I prefer to do 2-3 minute videos as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to an actual short. Um, I know shorts are kind of the way to go in general these days because people don't have an attention span, but I just like to give give my daily card readings the 2-3 minutes
Uh-huh.
and give an actual proper kind of explanation for the card
Right.
reading, you know.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah, I know the shorts do attract more people, but yeah, it doesn't really work for me. I prefer
Yeah.
more of a
Yeah,
proper
everybody
reading.
has their own style and format.
Yeah,
And thank you
yeah.
for sharing the street music. Sometimes you post about music happening in
Oh,
the
I
street.
love that. I love
It's
that.
beautiful. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
Uh-huh. It's a nice break.
I do love
So
it.
yeah, we're gonna do a game called This or That. And I'm going
Ooh,
to present you 10 situational questions, and you will choose between two tarot cards.
right.
And you're gonna tell me why you chose that. Ready?
Oh, I'm picking the cards. I thought you were showing two cards and I was picking one. Is that it? No?
Yes, yes. So I'll tell you a
Right. Yes, I'm with
situational
you.
question with two options, which are two
Right.
cards, and you
Yeah,
will
yeah.
pick which one or the other and why.
Right.
All right? All right,
Go.
let's go. Question number one. Question number one. Would you rather take a selfie at the edge of the cliff with the fool
Oh
or
God.
at a wild party with the devil?
Oh, it would have to be the wild party with the devil because I couldn't be standing at the edge of a cliff. No, I'd lose my life.
You can't? Are you afraid of heights?
Eh, not petrified, but it just wouldn't be my idea of fun. I think I'd rather be with the devil, yeah.
Wild party with the devil it is. All right.
I'm sure everyone else would probably pick the fool, but no.
I don't know. That will be a hard decision for me because
Would
I
it?
mean, it's
Okay.
yeah. I like heights. I don't know. I like the sense of being a little bit scared from heights.
Oh no, no.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a party person, so I think I will go with the full myself. Question number two: are you a shopaholic or
Oh
a
God.
penny pincher?
Okay, it would have to be the Four of Pentacles. I absolutely despise shopping. Despise it.
Really?
Yeah, even food shopping. As much as I love
Uh huh.
food, I just hate shopping. If myself and my husband go to a shop, it's me trying to drag him out, not the other way around. Now, I wouldn't be necessarily 100% penny pinching because obviously I buy my decks online, so that's
Uh
a bit
huh.
slight bit of an addiction. But in general, I'd be more in trying to save the money than, well, no, the shopping, no.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense. You know, and I'm exactly the same. I hate going to stores to shop. You know, I'm not the type of person who goes to malls just to take a look at the
Oh,
stores.
gee,
When no, 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 I
no,
can't.
no,
I go if I have to go to a store, I know what I want, and I go in
exactly.
and out and get it.
Yes. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Same thing with online shopping. You know, it's
You know where everything is in the shop and how to get in and get out as quick as possible. Yeah.
mm-hmm, definitely. So I'm with you on that. Question
Twins.
question number three: best plot for a horror movie.
Oh,
Judgment Day or A Nightmare on the Night of Sword Street.
okay. I don't like horror movies, so I'm going to go with the Judgment Day one.
Uh-huh.
I love right. People don't understand this. Like, I love stuff with angels, demons, vampires, all this kind of stuff. You know, like Grimm that was on Netflix with all these kind of fairy tale creatures and all the rest of it. I love all that kind of stuff, but horror movies, no, just a step too far for me. So let's go with the Judgment theory.
Judgment. All right. Very good. And this is the card I use for the question that we were talking about, that show that we did
Yeah,
with answering uncommon questions. And the question was,
mushrooms.
what will I have for dinner today? And the idea was mushroom soup. I used
Yeah.
this card.
I remember someone saying it and you surprised that they got it and
I
I was
was
thinking, where in the
surprised.
name of God did they get it?
Yes, I was so surprised, but someone got it.
Yeah,
So it
that's
wasn't that
amazing.
difficult. All
Yeah.
right, question number four. The universe hires you for a part time gig. Which would you
Ooh.
take? Babysitting or zookeeper?
Oh God, zookeeper.
Zookeeper.
I love
Why?
animals. We have a wildlife park just only 10 minutes out the road from my house. And I'm always thinking, and I'm sure they would think I'm crazy if I asked, but they have a lot of beautiful lions and tigers in there. And I'd love to say to someone in there someday, how do I make it so that you take me in for a cuddle with the lions and tigers? I would love it. Yeah, that's it. That's my answer.
I love animals too. I
Oh,
love
or the
animals.
monkeys. There's these beautiful monkeys
Hmm.
that make these crazy sound. Whenever we used to go down there when my kids were small, my uncle used to make the same sound back to the monkeys, and people used to just stand around and laugh. And it was so cute. They go what?
I
I
always
love
wanted
them.
as a child, I always wanted a monkey. But my parents
Oh,
look at me like, what the hell? My
yeah.
mom doesn't
No,
like
they're so
monkeys.
cute,
They're
isn't she?
beautiful. I like all. Do you
Yeah.
identify with any animal in particular?
Well, I'm a massive dog person, like as in a normal day-to-day animal. But
Hmm.
I've recently found the Lion Whisperer on YouTube. He's in South Africa. He has a big, massive enclosure with loads of He actually has lions and tigers, and he has what are they called, coyotes, and he has spotted leopards. Oh, I just love watching his videos. They're
Where's
such
this at?
gorgeous animals. The Lion Whisperer on
South
YouTube.
Africa?
Yeah, South Africa.
Is that the guy with the bleached hair?
Not bleached, no,
No.
no.
Okay.
I'll share a link later in my community tab so
Okay.
you can find him. He's really good, but his animals, oh my God. If I had a dying wish, it would be for someone to take me out there to go and meet him and cuddle up with his cats. Oh, I'm not really into you know, pet cats. I'm not a cat person.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't hurt them obviously. And I do have a few neighbors' cats who always come over rubbing off me. They love me for whatever reason. Maybe they get the witchy vibe off me, but I love Oh, real cats, like as I call them, lions and tigers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'd love that. Oh, everyone is saying the devil. Yay.
The devil, yeah. And Bill says in and out of Costco under half an hour.
Yeah.
Costco is a big store here. Costco is like one of those places that you go for one thing and $300 later
Oh,
you end up with Jesus.
okay.
I know when I walk into a Costco minimum, I'm gonna spend 200, 250, $300.
Jesus.
It's always something. All
Miss
right,
Tara D said I self-identify as a peacock. I love that.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
And I have a deck, and Peacock Spirit says, let your light shine. So that makes sense for Miss Tara D.
That's awesome. All right, question number 5. You are at a cosmic bar and the universe sends you a free
Hmm.
drink. Which would you choose? A custom made cocktail by the Angel of Temperance or a mystery drink by the Ace of Cups?
Custom made cocktail. Cocktail. I can't even talk. Cocktail.
Cocktail. Uh huh.
Custom made cocktail. Yeah,
What's your favorite
absolutely.
cocktail? What would your
Well,
poison be?
it's been a very, very long time since I had a cocktail, but my favorite one long ago, back in the day when I was young, was Sex on the Beach.
Sex. Oh my god.
Absolutely loved Sex on the Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
but that was a
I
very
had
long time ago.
yeah, I had one when I was 20. I don't drink anymore, but Sex on the Beach. I used to have that a lot in when I was
Yeah,
20 years old,
I
many
loved it.
decades ago.
I hear you. Hear you.
Yeah. Now it doesn't like I don't drink anymore. But and over the years, having a drink like the hangover lasts
Oh,
longer. It stopped being
no,
fun, you
no,
know.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's not worth it at
Yeah.
all, at all.
No, and I wasn't a good drinker either.
Oh,
My
okay.
personality would change. So
Yeah, yeah.
anyway,
That's no good.
um, yeah, I know. Question number 6. You're running late to an important meeting. Would you
Hmm.
rather draw the Chariot for quick transportation or the Knight of Swords for a speedy communication to excuse yourself?
Knight of Swords. What am I
Knight of
running late to
Swords.
again? Sorry.
To a meeting, to an important
Oh,
meeting.
to a meeting. Oh, yeah. You're a Knight of Swords. Yeah.
Knight of Swords.
Mind you,
Why?
having said that, I'm someone who I've never been late for anything in my life. I'm usually, if I tell someone I'll be there at 8 o'clock, I'll more than likely be there at 7:30. That kind of way. So
Uh huh.
the scenario is highly unlikely anyway. Um, but I think the thought of being late, if I thought I was going to be late, I'd probably just avoid altogether because I couldn't cope with my OCD couldn't cope with the idea of
Mm-hmm.
being late. So I
Oh,
probably
I
would.
know.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've never in my life been late. I couldn't hack it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm the
always
same way.
way
It's
early.
it's it's like the sense of embarrassment. I'd rather not
Yeah,
go than being
yeah.
late.
No, I've never even, like I said, I've never been late, so I've never had to go through that embarrassment of being late.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all up in my head, I suppose. Do you know?
Yeah. All right. Question number 7. You're hosting a party and the snacks run out. Would you
Oh crap!
rather draw the Empress for endless abundance or the Magician to conjure more snacks?
Ooh, the magician to conjure more snacks because food is, even though, like I said, I hate shopping and I even hate food shopping, I love food. So we would have to be conjuring up more snacks, most definitely.
What's your favorite type of food?
Oh Jesus. See, I love everything. There's nothing I wouldn't try, and there's nothing I don't like. I mean, growing up, the only thing I didn't like was sprouts, but I actually grew to like
You
them
don't?
only about 10 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
tried them as an adult and thought they weren't as bad as I thought. Um, by Miss Tardy. But yeah, I love everything. I literally love all food. So the thought of running out of food now would be very stressful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All
So a
right.
magician would be great.
Super. Question number 8. Your sweetie, this could be your daughter, your husband, whoever. Your sweetie spills coffee on a favorite shirt before a big date, even though you warned many times to be careful. Would you rather draw the Emperor to command the stain out or the Hierophant to teach a valuable lesson on being more careful?
Hmm. I think the Hierophant teach a valuable lesson about being more careful, because there's nothing more annoying than kind of having to say things over and over again to people, you know. It's just simple, like, keep the coffee away from my stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
God forbid if anything, whatever about a shirt, God forbid if that never happened with my tarot cards. There was one day there only about a week ago, there was a massive gust of wind in my back garden and some of my cards flew off the table onto the ground. Oh my God. I screamed at the dog. He got the fright of his life. He only ran over to see what they were, you know, he wasn't going to eat them or anything. But yeah, I let out a roar and frightened my poor dog.
Oh my God. All right.
But he won't do it again.
Okay. So you will leave the stain and learn your lesson for next
Yeah,
time.
I think so. I think so.
Interesting. I like that. So, question number 9. You walk into a glass door in front of a crowd. Would you rather draw the justice card to sue the door or the world card to make it a global meme?
The world card. Yeah, I wouldn't be suing anyone. That's just silly. If I walk into a door, that's my own tough sugar.
You will make something positive out of that situation.
I
For
remember
everyone's
as children,
enjoyment.
my uncle had a sliding glass door out into his conservatory out the back of his house, and one of my siblings had walked into it so many times that he had all these stickers up for the heights of all of us. He had different stickers on the door so that we would hopefully not walk into the door.
Uh-huh. And Simon says, love sprouts. Sprout soup is my way to go. I love
I've
sprout
never
soup.
actually had sprout soup. The
I
only
love
way I
sprouts.
the only way I learned to like sprouts was because a customer of mine, when I had a canteen years ago, told me to parboil them and then put them in the frying pan with like bacon lardons and almond slices.
Uh-huh.
And I did that one year for Christmas, and I actually thought they were quite nice with the taste of the sprout, or the bacon lardons gone through them as well, you know. So yeah, I still only eat them at Christmas because they're a Christmas vegetable.
All right. Last question. Question number 10. Who really missed the mark? Fashion advice by the lovers or survival skills from the Ten of Swords? Who
Oh
missed the
God.
mark?
Fashion advice. Who missed the mark? Jesus, it would have to be the lovers, I suppose.
Survival skills and fashion advice. The lovers.
Yeah, I think so. Fashion advice. I wouldn't be going as a nudist, like, no matter what. Well, we don't have the weather for it anyway, luckily.
Uh-huh. It could be a statement, a
It could
fashion
be. It could
statement,
be.
being
Yeah.
naked. This is
Maybe
my
if I had.
significator. I love
Is
this
it?
card. I do.
Is it?
Yeah, identify with this card a lot.
Funnily enough, that was the one I did with Benny, and oh, long story short, he had asked for people to come forward with their favorite card to discuss,
Uh-huh.
and I listed a few cards, and they weren't available anyway. Ended up with the with the lovers card, which is always kind of been my least favorite card. I don't know, whenever I pulled it, I just never get much from it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't vibing with me, but because I ended up doing it with Benny, and I did a little bit of study on it on the day that we were doing the recording, I actually learned stuff about it, and I've kind of grown to appreciate it somewhat, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that was my least favorite card when I started learning
Oh,
tarot.
was it?
And now I
Okay.
identify with it.
Hey, Sherry. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. Huh.
So
Well,
anything else you want to add before we leave?
I don't think so. Just thanks a million for inviting me on. I was so excited to be asked, first of all, but to be doing it now and to have all our favorite peeps in chat. Best chatter,
Yes.
hashtag best chatters, as
Uh,
Gerald would say.
totally. Jackie, I appreciate everything you do for the divination community, your videos, the passion and the effort that you put in it.
Oh,
Your voice is very important, so I appreciate all your efforts for what you do. And thank you for joining us today to be able to share about a little bit about yourself, your experience. You have such a beautiful energy. You're a fantastic person, and I'm honored to have shared this time with you.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Loved it.
Hopefully, we can do another live again in the future.
Oh, absolutely, we
And
will.
yes, and to everyone, thank you very much for joining us. And we'll see you again on another episode of In Orbit With. In the meantime, positive blessings to everybody. Bye bye.
Thanks, Pete.